Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. So today we're going to be exploring on the topic subject-verb agreement. So what is the agreement between the subject and the verb? Okay, so let's get straight into the video. First, what is subject-verb agreement? It is nothing but a rule, okay, in which the subject should agree with the verb form to be specific. That is, if the subject is in singular, then the verb form must also be in a form that supports the singular subject. Okay, your subject would be mostly of singular nouns or plural nouns. So if it is singular, then the verb form should also be supportive to the singular form. And if the subject is in plural form, which is your plural nouns, then the subject should uh, take form in its plural, okay, to support the subject accordingly. Why is it important? First thing, grammar rules, obviously. So, if the subject and verb are in agreement, we have higher chances of omitting grammatical errors from our sentences. Plus, it brings a lot of clarity while you are communicating. Okay, so let's look at the example. She run fast is a grammatically incorrect sentence. Okay, here the subject is she, yes, and the verb is run. She, we are talking about singular noun, right? We are talking about one person, which means it's a singular noun. She is a pronoun, to be specific. It is a singular pronoun. So the verb should also be in its singular form. So verb being in its singular form means it is termed as runs and not run. Hence, the correct sentence would be she runs fast. Okay, we'll go into depth in the further slides, but for now, I hope we all would have made this mistake, right? So, whenever the subject in it is in its singular form, then the accompanying verb should also follow the same rule. Okay, that is what subject verb agreement is. So here I have another example. Here you can see that there are two dogs, right? So two dogs means it is in its plural form, right? More than one becomes plural. So here two dogs, uh, yes, so here the two dogs is in its plural form. Hence we are using the verb are. Whereas in the next image, you can see that there is only one dog, right? Hence, we are using the verb is, okay, is sitting on the grass. You can see that there are totally three dogs in the picture, uh, which are sitting on the grass. But in the first picture, we have two dogs. Hence, the subject is in plural form. We are using the verb are. And in the second picture, we see only one dog, which is in its singular noun, uh, which is in its singular form. Hence, we are using the verb is. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so there are a few basic rules. Okay, we'll get into that now. So, as I said earlier, singular subjects will always take singular form of the verb. So, singular form of the verb is nothing but an s added to the verb. In some cases, it is just s, but there are irregular verbs as well. I think we talked about irregular verbs in one of our last videos, where go. Okay, an example would be go. You cannot just add s to go to make it plural. I mean, to make it singular. So what we do is we add es, right? GOES. She goes to the market. Okay. So here the verb is regular, so you just have to add an s to it. So the example is the dog barks. And when it comes to plural subjects, the verbs would take the plural form. For example, the dogs bark. We are not talking about one dog anymore, we are talking about multiple dogs. Hence, the verb is in its plural form, which is bark. Okay? And the verb should always agree with the subject and not with the words in between. Okay, what do you mean by that? Here you can see the bouquet of roses is beautiful. We're talking about the bouquet. Okay, and the bouquet consists of roses. So what we think is, since the subject, what we think as the subject becomes the bouquet of roses, we think roses are multiple. We are not talking about one rose, hence I should be using are. No, we're talking about the bouquet. Okay, the bouquet is one single object, and in that one single object, we have a lot of roses in it. So here we are still talking about one bouquet, which is our subject. We needn't get into what the subject has, okay, what the subject consists of, because there is one term over here which says the bouquet. Bouquet is nothing but a collection of bunch of flowers, right? So it is one unit. Hence, we shouldn't be focusing on roses. Rather, we should be focusing on the bouquet, which is one single unit, which is a singular noun. Hence, the verb should always be in singular form. Okay, the bouquet of roses is beautiful. But if we are talking about only the roses, then the roses are beautiful, because roses, we're not talking about one rose, it's multiple roses, hence are. But since there is a subject, the bouquet, which should be focused rather than what the subject consists of. Okay. So there are three special cases to be specific. Okay. Uh, which confuses a lot of us. Okay. So let's get into that. There is this indefinite pronoun, which means we are talking about something, okay, but it is not specific. Hope that makes sense. For example, everyone in the room. Okay, everyone in the room. So we are talking about everyone here, but we are not talking about one specific person. Okay, these are your indefinite pronouns. We are talking about many people, but we are not being specific about uh, one particular person or one particular group. Okay, if that is the case, then those pronouns are called indefinite pronouns. Okay, I have some examples for you. So some example of singular pronouns are everyone, someone, nobody. Okay, here we are not being specific about uh, one particular person or one particular thing or one particular team. Okay, so some of I have given you an yellow box, right? Yellow box is full of singular nouns. Everyone, we might think that everyone means a lot of people, a group of people, hence it should be plural. No, it is singular. Okay, and someone, which means we are referring to one particular person, and nobody means not even one single person. But these three pronouns are called as singular nouns. Okay, so everyone enjoys the party. I have other examples down for you, like another, anybody, anyone, anything, each, either, everybody, everyone, everything, little, much, neither, nobody, no one, nothing, one, other, somebody, someone, something. All these are your singular pronouns. Okay, next time when you say something and you say everything, both mean singular only. Okay, even nothing. Okay, hope that makes sense. And next, coming to your plural, when you're talking about few, when you're talking about many, others, these are all your plural pronouns. Okay, few, you are again being indirect about which few, so hence it is an indefinite pronoun. But here you're talking about multiple people. Many, again, you're talking about multiple people. Others, again, you're talking about multiple things or multiple persons or maybe multiple places. Okay, hence these kind of pronouns would be considered as plural pronouns. Okay, and the verb should also be in its plural form, which is nothing but you don't add an s to the verb. So many enjoyed the game. Okay, and in the blue box I have given you some more examples, like both, few, many, others, several. These are all obvious that we are pointing towards multiple people. Both means you're talking about two, and few, a handful, a little, many. So that's a group, a large number of people or maybe things, and others, and several again. So you are pointing to something more than one. It is quite obvious, right? So these are considered under plural pronouns, and you have some pronouns that may act singular or may act as plural. Okay, so you might have watched a movie where frequent dialogue is all as well. Okay, which could be everything, everything as well. So here, all is considered as singular. Okay, and when someone asks you, how are your family? Okay, how is your family doing? Okay, so how are is kind of wrong. How is your family doing? Okay, so in that case you respond telling that everyone in your family is good. Okay, here you may also use all are well. Okay, here all takes the plural form. So it is kind of subjective. So these are words that are tricky, okay, which could be used as singular pronouns or also as plural pronouns. Okay, so yes, second special case is compound subject. Okay, so compound subject is nothing but you are connecting more subjects with maybe and, or maybe or nor. Okay, so let's understand that with an example. Look at the first one. You have bread and butter are essential. You're not talking about one single subject here. You're not talking only about bread. You're not talking only about butter. You're talking about two subjects, bread and butter. Okay, hence there are two uh, nouns you're talking about here. So the verb form would also be in its plural form, which is are. Bread and butter are essential. Okay, so the second scenario is using or nor. So when you are using or nor, verb agrees with the closest subject. Okay, so you can see the example, neither the teacher nor the students are late. Here you can tell me that why are is used. It's pretty simple because the students, okay, are, the students, and the verb follows the subject, right? So the students is plural, is in its plural form, right? Hence, we are using plural form of the verb are. Just imagine turning this sentence into neither the students nor the teacher is late. It will not be are anymore because the teacher is in its plural form. Okay, that is what we say when we say that verb agrees with the closest subject. Okay, so the closest subject is students over here, which is in its plural form, hence we are using are. If the sentence is swapped, like neither the students nor the teacher, then the verb would be in its singular form because the teacher is in its singular form. So neither the students nor the teacher is late. I have some more examples for you. First one, Anita and Nesbit are rocket scientists. So here we are talking about two people. One is Anita and Nesbit. Okay, so again it becomes plural, hence we are using plural form of the verb. Either Anita or Nesbit is handling the launch. So either Anita or Nesbit. Okay, so we are talking about one single person, Nesbit, over here. That is the closest to the verb, right? So we are using a singular form of verb. Neither they nor I am worried. Again, you may say they is plural, but the verb is closest to the subject I, right? So I is in its singular form, hence we are using am. But whereas if you look into the next sentence, neither she nor they are worried. Here, they is closer to the verb, hence we are using are. And last one, Anita as well as Nesbit is handling the launch. Okay, so here you can see that Nesbit is closer to the verb, so we are using is although. Although we are talking about two people here, two people are handling the launch, but since we are using as well as instead of and, okay, this would come under the or nor rule. So whichever subject is closer to the verb takes its form. Okay. So third special case scenario is collective nouns. Okay, so collective nouns are nothing but a group of people, a group of places, a group of things. Okay, those are given one single term, and that term is called as collective noun. Okay, so some examples are your crowd, class, crowd consisting of many people, maybe a flock of birds, okay, and class, again, a classroom will have students, will have teacher, jury is your panel of judges, family, your sister, mother, brother, okay, and a team, again, team will have multiple people in it, group, again, same, multiple people. So these collective nouns is also one of the special cases when it comes to subject verb agreement. Okay, there are like two scenarios. First one, singular when acting as a unit. When, okay, when the team is acting as a team, which means everyone is a part of a team and they are acting as one single unit, then it is considered as a singular form of subject. So the team is winning. Everybody is putting equal efforts and everybody is trying to work for the team's name. So the team is winning. We are talking um, about the team acting as one single unit to get the work done. Next, it is considered as plural when acting as individuals. Okay, instead of team being a team and focusing to be a single unit, you can see that the team members within are arguing with each other. When they're acting as individual, then we can consider the team as plural. So the team are arguing. Okay. So yes, let's get into the common errors and tips. So first one is misplacing the subject. Okay. So we think that when the subject, okay, when the subject is misplaced, then we ought to use singular form of verbs, which is incorrect. Here you can see there is two books on the table. We decided on singular form of verb before we even got to the subject, right? Because here the subject is kind of following the verb rather than, sorry, the subject is after the verb, right? Usually, uh, subject and then it is followed by the verb. Okay, so here you can see that there is two books on the table, which is wrong. Two books means plural. We were too soon to judge that the sentence will have a singular verb, but after reading the complete sentence, you get to know that there are two books and not one. So here you should be using plural form of the verb, which is are. There are two books on the table. Okay, and next, confusing singular or plural forms. So the data is in its plural form. Okay, the data, uh, here you can say that it is a collective noun. Yes, data means not. Datum is singular. Data is usually plural. Okay, so here the data are missing is an appropriate sentence, whereas data is missing is incorrect because the singular form of data is datum. Okay. Next, overlooking intervening phrases. As we discussed earlier, the subject is to be focused, not the words after that. Okay, here you can see the boy along with his friends play football. So, usually a person thinks, okay, it's his friends, and hence his friends is in plural form. The verb should also be in plural form, which is play football. It is wrong. We are talking about the boy, right? The boy is the hero, is the subject. Okay, and him playing along with his friends doesn't alter the verb form. Okay, we are talking about the boy only. So here the boy is singular, hence we are supposed to use plays football along with his friends are, I mean, is your intervening phrase over here. Okay, so that doesn't matter and it shouldn't give any impact on your verb form since our focus should only be on the boy. So that's it for today, and we have three activities planned for you. So, first one is identify and correct errors. The book in the library is dusty. Okay, I mean, the books in the library. If you're talking about one book, then the sentence is obviously correct. The book in the library is dusty. But here you can see that we are talking about number of books, the books. Okay, the books is your subject, and the books is not in its singular form, rather, it is in its plural form. Hence, the verb should also be in its plural form. So, that is the error over here. The books in the library are dusty. Okay, and each of the students have submitted the assignment. Okay, just try to guess the answer without looking into the next line. Okay, if you have guessed, very good. If you have not, I'll explain you. Each of the students, meaning that we are talking about one student at a time. Okay, so there are multiple students, but we are talking about each. one, and hence this is a singular form of verb. So have is wrong. You should be using has. Each one of the students has submitted the assignment. Okay. The jury are divided in their opinion. So jury is a collective noun, right? Jury means a panel of judges. They are, uh, like we are talking about one single group here, one single unit. Hence, you are supposed to use is. Okay. So each of the jury members are having a different opinion, difference of opinion here, but they are, when you call the term the jury, which is a collective term, you are supposed to use is. Okay. Jury is divided in its opinion. Next, rewriting the sentence. So we have given you a wrong sentence and you are supposed to write the correct sentence. Okay, she don't like coffee. She, we are talking about one single person over here. So don't is usually used with plural nouns, not singular nouns. So she is the singular pronoun, hence you use does in the place of don't. So she doesn't like coffee is the right one. Second, the group of players are practicing. The group, we're talking about the group over here. The group is a collective noun, hence it is considered as one single unit. So R is wrong. You use singular form, which is. The group of players is practicing. And next we have the third activity, which is fill in the blanks. Try to solve all five because I helped you in solving the rest too. So in the second slide, I have the answers for you. So please don't be in a hurry to check that out. Solve all these five, and then you may go to the next slide to check out the answers. Okay. So just to recap everything, subject verb agreement is nothing but the subject and verb, okay, must agree in number. That is, if the subject is in singular form, then the verb also takes its singular form. When the subject is in plural form, then the verb should also be added accordingly. Okay, and there are three special cases which we saw, which are indefinite pronouns, compound subjects, and collective nouns. And for three of these, the rules slightly vary, and we had a look on that too. And next, focus on the subject to choose the correct verb. Don't focus on the phrases that intervene between the subject and verb. Okay, your focus should always be on the subject, and depending on that, the verb form is to be chosen. Okay, so hope you understood everything that was discussed in today's session. And if you have any kind of doubts, please feel free to reach us. And if you want any specific topics in which you need a class, then do let us know. We'll make sure that we make a video on that. Okay, so thank you so much. Have a great day.